Well, good morning, everybody. Henry's cockadoodle doing. You betcha, George. Hey, buddy. Guess what Daddy got? Yes, we went to the post office yesterday and we got a letter from Ross in Australia. And he sent us some. Yes, Henry, everybody's awake already. Anyway, he sent us some souvenirs. Yes. Thank you, Ross. Now, you see that? That says rigger. If you're a parachutist, when you jump out of the plane, if your parachute doesn't open, there's a little note. It's on the shoulder strap. Yeah. It's a little envelope in there, and it's got the name of the guy that packed your parachute so you can cuss at him before you hit the ground. Yeah. Rigger is a very important job because somebody's life depends on the guy that packed the parachute into the backpack. Yeah. Anyway, thank you, Ross. We appreciate that. I am a parachutist. Yep. First thing I jumped out of was a C-141 Starlifter jet. You betcha. Anyway. Oh, my goodness. Right now, we got a little bit of blue sky, but there's rain coming. And we can use that. It's been wearing me out, dragging hoses everywhere and watering grass seeds. Now, the duckies have finally gotten used to the log being in there. They were a little bit leery of it because they were in the pond when I put the log in there. I created a tsunami. I dropped that log in there and they took off. Yeah, they didn't like the tsunami I created. Anyway, it's looking good. They're in there eating duckweed. Yeah. George and I are waiting to talk to his mommy this morning, huh, George? Yeah, buddy. Oh, buddy. Now, I forgot to say thank you to Roberto and Erica for creating the video that I uploaded of George dancing with all those ladies. Yep. The original music had to be removed because it was copyrighted, and YouTube would not let us put the original video on. And I'm an old lumberjack. I'm not good at that stuff. But Roberto and Erica, they did that for us, and they also created the Guitar George picture. Yeah. Guitar George knows all the chords. You bet. Anyway, they created that picture and they did the work on the video so that I was able to share that with you. But that music is not what that guy was playing. Yeah. Anyway, love you all. I got rain coming. That's going to make everything here happy. Yeah. Even the goofy ducks, they'll stand in the rain, huh, George? Oh, George. You betcha. Anyway, now, Shirley said, I can't imagine how you wrestled that big old log into that pond. Well, that's called experience. I've been doing lumberjack shows all over the world for a long time, and every time we set up to do a show, I had to wrestle one of those logs, and there's just... You got to figure out how to do it. What do you say, duckies? I see some big birds in the future here. Yeah, they'll pop up in a minute. Anyway, I'll tell you a funny story. Mid-1970s, we did a log rolling show for Phil Donahue in Miami Beach. At the Fontainebleau Hotel on Miami Beach, we had to put a 13-foot long log in the pool. But the problem was the pool was on the 3rd floor of the hotel on the back side. Yeah. And we had to put the 13-foot long log in the freight elevator because it wouldn't bend to go around the corners on the stairway to get up there. Yeah, they didn't have a stairway that was straight to the 3rd floor. It had kinks in it, and the 13-foot log did not bend around the corner. So we had to open up the roof in the freight elevator and stand up a 13-foot long log and stick it up through the roof of the elevator and get it up to the 3rd floor and then put it in the pool. And we had, do you remember Laugh-In? The old TV program Laugh-In. There was a big brunette in there named Joanne Worley. Yep. And there was a band back then called the Statler Brothers. We did a log rolling show, and we had Joanne Worley and the Statler Brothers trying to log roll in the pool in the Fontainebleau Hotel on the 3rd floor for the Phil Donahue show. Anyway, that's a blast from the past. Anyway, George. Yeah, buddy. We got a nice letter from Ross. Yeah. What? You're still a sleepy duck? What? Yeah. Anyway, gotta show you. Come on, George. These things are just stunning. When I'm sitting in my chair looking out here, yeah, old Frank the Flamingo is surrounded by beautiful flowers, huh, Frank? You betcha. Good morning, quackers. Anyway, Jenny's on walkabout. Yeah. Everybody's happy. Huh, George? Yeah, buddy, come on. Come on, boys. Yeah. The fish are really happy with the duckweed. The ducks are happy with the duckweed. And that thing over there is kind of like a scarecrow for the duckies. Yeah, they're not sure what the heck to do about that. Yeah. So I'm going to leave it right there. Keeps them out of that spot. Anyway, I can't wait until we get good lily pads and hyacinths and stuff growing around the back. I need the root systems to suck the nutriments out of the water to keep it from turning green. Yeah, so that'll be good. I think it's going to work out just fine. And you see, I gave George his beach back until he eats it all again. But I still got a big sand pile, so I can give him another beach. Yes. Anyway, oh my goodness, George, we need rain so I don't have to sprinkle everything. Right down there and eat some beach. Yeah. Anyway, love you all. Thoughts and prayers for everybody that needs them. Sammy's going to the vet this morning, so I hope Deanne can give us some good news when she gets Sammy back from the vet. Yeah. Anyway, love you all. The sun is going to pop up here. Sunrise in paradise. It's just coming up through the trees there. And about the time it gets looking really good, it'll start raining. The rain is coming. Last night was the Aurora Borealis. And unfortunately, I went to bed. I was exhausted, of course. My Labor Day was not labor-free. And I was going to get up at midnight and go down and stand by the lake and watch it. And I woke up this morning at 4 a.m. and I said, oh, it's still flashing. I looked up in the sky and it was still lighting up. Well, it turns out that was lightning. Yeah. Anyway, it's a coming, folks. There's a great big blob. It covers the whole top of Minnesota, and it's headed this way. So, anyway, love you all. The little wildflowers are starting. And the sedums that I got from Deanne, they're starting to get color. Oh, they're going to be bright red in a little bit. Yeah. But see, there's little baby flowers. They're going to open and look kind of like that. They're coming. Yes. They're peeking at me from everywhere. Yeah. I can't wait till this is all pretty. Yeah. Now, the log is doing really good from the pond filter. There's a current, and that's designing in the duckweed here, there's a flow. Yep. It's circling through here, and it circles through there. Yeah. So there's no stagnant areas. But boy, the frogs are liking this. I had frogs everywhere last night. So I put a solar powered light right there for that. And I put another one over here. That makes light, and the frogs sit right here to try to get the bugs that come to the light. Yes. Anyway. Oh my goodness. George! 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 Want to go dancing? Oh, buddy! Anyway, love you all. Thoughts and prayers for everybody that needs them. Remember to stay safe. Wash your flippers off and have a wonderful day. Love you. Bye.